Today we're going to take a look at the Dynamics NAV connector in SmartConnect. A couple key points I want you to remember. SmartConnect allows you to leverage all your data in Dynamics NAV, both your standard and custom data. SmartConnect ultimately is communicating with Dynamics NAV via the web service, so as long as you have your objects published to the web service, you can leverage them for integration with SmartConnect. When you're initially getting started with SmartConnect and you want to integrate with your Dynamics NAV environment, your first step is to set up your connector. And so we have our connector setup window open, and this is where we specify the service URL, which is basically the SOAP endpoint for the Dynamics NAV environment that we're connecting with. Then we're also specifying a system user, so this would be a Dynamics NAV user that has rights to access the companies that we want to integrate with, as well as the services for the objects in NAV that we are going to integrate with ultimately. And then the third thing that we're specifying here is the SmartConnect user that we want to use to have credentials to actually run the maps that are doing these NAV integrations. So you'd enter your username and domain as well as your password. Now let's take a look at how we can actually use the Dynamics NAV connector within an integration. First, we have opened up a map where we're using the Dynamics NAV connector and we're using NAV as a source. And so we can see here that we've specified that we're in fact using the Dynamics NAV connector. We've specified which company we want to get the data from, which object we are going to use as the source in this integration, and then we've also used some criteria here. So if you wanted to use some criteria to filter, we've said that we're going to pull customer cards where the city equals Chicago. Next, let's look at how we can write to Dynamics NAV. I've opened up a map where we're using Dynamics NAV as our destination for this integration. When we're writing to Dynamics NAV, we specify first that that is in fact the connector we want to use. We specify which object we want to write to in Dynamics NAV, as well as which companies we want to write to. So if I open up our companies, we can see that we could select and deselect which companies we're going to integrate with. Next, let's open up the mapping. So when we're going to integrate with our customer in Dynamics NAV, we would open up the mapping to specify what data we want to bring from our source to our destination. And so one of the things that is really unique about SmartConnect and is really important for integrations is that SmartConnect goes very deep into data transformation options. And so you can leverage generic data transformation options as well as things that are specific to the connector. So with Dynamics NAV, we offer both NAV page field lookups as well as page key lookups, which are really important when you need to handle those IDs. That is what we were looking to cover here today regarding SmartConnect for Dynamics NAV integrations. We'd encourage you to learn more about SmartConnect by going to trysmartconnect.com, and there you can take a look at our product tour, you can register for an in-depth demo, and you can also sign up for a free 30-day trial. So thanks so much for watching this short video on SmartConnect for Dynamics NAV, and we look forward to speaking with you soon.